Good afternoon to the leaders, to the elders, the grandmothers, the grandfathers that are present. I humbly acknowledge all of you, as it is custom in our culture to do so. My name is Diana Ludu. I come from the Cree Nation, Treaty 6 territory, Muskeg Lake Cree Nation, and Peter Ballantine Cree Nation. I come to share with you a piece of our history that is not known to many outside of the country. I've come to call it Canada's genocide and continued genocide. In 1876, there was a policy, an aggressive assimilation policy that Canada came up with to take First Nations children, Indian children as they called them back then, and take them away from their parents. And this policy was imposed right up until 1996. I'm the third generation that was victim to this policy. My father, my grandfather, we were all raised in the same government-run institution, a concentration camp, if you will. I spent 8.5 years, my father 10 years, my grandfather 11 years, away from family and being assimilated into a culture that was not my own. Returning home was like returning home to strangers. People, I didn't know my family, I didn't know my culture. This continues to happen. This policy is now imposed by the Canadian government through their Child Family Services Act. They are still taking our children. They are still trying to assimilate our children, and our children are dying in care. I come to ask this forum's support in taking the government to task. I come to educate you and to share what continues to happen. I wanted to thank everybody who shared their stories of, some of them were really horrific to me, that it's still happening, where they go into your homes, into your countries, where they shoot your women and your children in front of you. I thank those that shared those stories. And I also wanted to ask this forum's support in taking, once again, the Canadian government to task in our request for a national inquiry into the murdered and missing women, for our request into a national inquiry into the children, the amount of children, First Nations children, who have died in care and who have continued to die in care. With that, I leave you with this message to the women out there that are still fighting. Thank you. To the men out there that support your women in this support, not to give up, not to lie down, and to keep on fighting for your people. We are first peoples, you are first peoples of your country. Thank you for inviting us. The people of Morocco have been so kind and so generous. Thank you.